Hey folks, Hal Shurtleff with Camp Constitution, and we are here at the Waldoboro Historical Society, Waldoboro, Maine, just a short distance from Route 1 and the famous Moody's Diner. And here is the Bog Schoolhouse, 1857. And the most interesting thing, at least from the outside of this museum, is this Paul Revere Bell. It was cast by the Revere Bell Company, and just read the little marker here. It says, "The Revere Bell given to the citizens of Waldoboro by the members of the Congregational Church to be placed in this schoolhouse." So this bell, no doubt, rang when the school was in session, and probably for recess and lunch, and when school was over. There are actually a number of Paul Revere bells, not a whole lot, but in New England. There's one in my town in Alton, New Hampshire. And there's one up the road here in Maine at the Henry Knox House, and I'm going to check that out in a little bit. But let's see if I can ring it. I just rang it on a shorter video I did, and hopefully the neighbors don't get a little upset, but I'm just going to... There we go. Hey folks, this is the Paul Revere Bell that is in front of the Henry Knox House, known as Montpelier. And what's fascinating about this house is that it's a replica. The original house was built pretty close to the downtown Thomaston, and I believe in the late 1920s it was torn down, and a couple of years later, thanks to the efforts of the local Daughters of the American Revolution, it was rebuilt to its exact specifications just, I don't know, about a half a mile out of town, a little north of the center of town. And it's open as a museum. I would check their website to get more information, as far as they're only open, I think, like 3 or 4 hours a day, but not all 7 days. So I checked the website. It's a beautiful place to visit, and I understand that a lot of the items inside belong to the Knox family, or at least era pieces, not just replicas. But Henry Knox and his wife started the first Baptist church here in Thomaston. This property was owned by Henry's wife. Henry's father-in-law was a Tory, and he left. Then, of course, this was Massachusetts back in the 1700s. And this is the bell. Now, this bell looks like it's dated 1822. This Thomaston's just maybe about 12 to 13 miles north of the town where we rang the Revere Bell and just a few earlier in this video. This bell is, you can't ring it, they got it chained down, so I can't ring the bell, but this is a Paul Revere Bell, or at least a bell cast by the Paul Revere Bell Company. The company is still in business. They're in the pots and pan business. They're located in upstate central New York. But this is, don't know if this was a bell that this bell hung in the Baptist church. I'm sure it may not have been the original bell. It may have been an earlier version. But anyway, it's a great place to visit. A lot of history up here. And Henry is buried not too far from here in the local cemetery. And you can also visit the carriage house of the original house, which is being operated by the Thomaston Historical Society. So Waldoboro is at the Historical Society, is where there's a bell, Paul Revere Bell, and just a short distance north is a second Paul Revere Bell.